In the last video, Emma asked us to create a report page, a simple one, using cars dataset. If you follow this link in the description, you don't need edit permission. All you need to do is download. This is an Excel binary file, which is a type of a file we usually use to reduce the storage space of the file. So we are going to use this file, which you need to download using the link in the previous video if you'd like to follow this. As I said, this is a type of Excel file, so we can use the Excel workbook connector. When we point to this file, as we're still handling an Excel binary file, we will meet the navigator. In this table, I set a table because I can see a header. In this table, we have many information linked to car sales order. And if you still remember, Emma said we do not need all this information. All we need are just the make, the model, the buyer gender, the country, and sale price and top speed. We don't need any other information. So we need to modify to prepare the data. So of course we can load, then delete the columns we don't need, but I will use this chance to visit the Power Query. If you still remember, when we talk about the 5-layer model, Power Query was the second step after loading the data. So instead of load the data, we will visit the Power Query by using the transform data option. If you forget and load the data, you still have the same option of transform data, which will take you to the Power Query. So now I have a new application. Power Query is a separate application inside Power BI desktop, and we use this application to prepare the data. Later, we will have a detailed lectures about the Power Query, but now let's understand the interface of the Power Query. On the left side, you have all the queries. We can say that every table in your data model is a query. In the middle, you have a preview, and this preview is based on the top 1000. You can read here column profile based on the top 1000 row. On the right, every action we perform against the data is actually an M code statement, but we do not type the M code. Instead, we do an visual task and the Power Query will write the code. So when we point to the car dealer file, we use the source code. In this file, we have a table, so we use the navigation to load this table. If you look here, the first row in my table is make, model, nickname, which is actually just a label for the data. So there is no car make called make. Make is the label for the entire column. So the Power Query decide to promote the header. And when we promoted the header for the first time, all columns or fields, all data is loaded as text. You can see here ABC, which means make is a text, model is a text, gender is a text, age is a text, sale price is a text, purchase date is a text. All columns are text, but Power Query examines the first top 1000 row and decide to change the type. So now purchase date is a date, new car is true or false, because we have here only two information, true or false, and discount is a decimal number. Sale price is a decimal number. So every action, either we perform it or the Power Query decide to perform against the data, is actually an input. For now, we are going to select the columns we need, which is make, model, buyer gender, purchase date, sale price, and top speed. I need to remove other columns. So if I write any column from the selected columns, one of the options here is remove other columns. So now in my query, in my table, I have only the required 6 columns. Again, this has nothing to do with the original data. Power Query is one-way connection. So we use the Power Query to pull the data, but we do not push the data to the source. So the Excel file, the Excel binary file, still contains all the other information. So now I will close and apply, and the Power BI the data inside our model.